Today I've got my hands on the TMC iLumenAir 600 Plus. We'll be checking out the specs and features as well as mounting it on my Nano tank and setting up a schedule. Let's go. We'll start off by checking out what's included in the box. You get the light, the power brick, the mount, instructions, quick connect guide and an Allen key for height adjustment. The light is an 85 watt 3-channel Wi-Fi controllable unit measuring 276mm from front to back and 263mm across. The optimal tank size for this light is a 50cm cube, so it will be ideal for an Aqua 1 Mini Reef 90 or the TMC Reef Habitat 50. Build quality seems solid, it's got some weight to it considering the size. It's recommended to be mounted on 8mm or thicker glass. I will be mounting it on my Nuvo 20 for the purpose of this video, but I won't be keeping it on there long term as my glass is only 6mm thick. It's got a thermally controlled fan up top and will only power on when needed. It also has an automatic thermal cutout which will protect the LEDs from overheating. If we flip the unit over, we can see the LEDs. There are 28 LEDs in total and they're split into 3 separate channels. Channel 1, you've got 7 white LEDs. Channel 2, you've got 12 royal blue and 2 violet. And channel 3, you've got 7 blue LEDs. As you can see, the LEDs are well spread out and should give a nice even distribution of power across the whole of the tank. Now if we flip this back over, we can check out the mounting options. You've got 2 options. You've got the ceiling suspension mount, which we're not going to get into today as the kit is sold separately. And the other option is the mounting bracket that's included in the box. The top of the mount is solid as it's screwed directly into the chassis of the light and it isn't going anywhere. No tools are required to connect the bracket to the light. You just remove these 2 aluminium thumb screws, line up the mount and screw them back in. It feels extremely sturdy and it is also height adjustable. It's done so by loosening the 2 Allen key screws at the base of the bracket and moving the mount up or down to suit. It is recommended to mount the bracket on the tank before attaching a light, so I'll remove this and we'll get the bracket lined up on the tank and we'll go from there. Now I have the bracket where I want it, you just need to tighten up these 2 nylon screws. You may notice I've got a spacer between the glass and the back of the bracket. Now my glass is only 6mm thick and I don't want to bottom out the screws on the mount before making good contact with the glass. As long as your glass is a minimum 8mm thick, you won't need this spacer. So now I've got the bracket attached to the tank, we'll reattach the light and we'll get this unit connected to my phone. First thing you're going to do is download the TMC Connect app. There is a QR code on the front of the TMC Quick Connect guide, so just go ahead and download that first. Then what you're going to do is connect to the light's Wi-Fi. So go into your Wi-Fi settings and connect to the TMC iLumenAir. Select the correct Wi-Fi network and enter the passcode, which is 8 zeros. Now that the app is downloaded and we are connected to the light's Wi-Fi network, we can head into the app, check out the features and look how we set up a schedule. So the light program is made up of 5 separate phases. We've got dawn, sunrise, daylight, sunset and moonlight. You can amend the start and end time of the individual phases by tapping the alarm clock icon, then tapping on the start and end time on the right of it. This brings up a separate menu which allows you to amend both the start and end time of the particular phase that you've selected. To change the intensity of the light schedule, you need to select the relevant phase that you want to amend. You use the big sliders at the bottom to amend the intensity of the individual channels. There are 3 separate sliders and they correspond to the 3 individual light channels. The white channel is on the left, royal blue and violet in the middle, and blue on the right. Once you've made your amendments, you'll need to tap save to lock in those settings. Now for some additional features and settings. Below the 5 phase icons, we have 2 additional modes. We've got cloud cover mode and lightning mode. If we head into the drop down on the top right of the app, we have the main settings. The top one, we've got light off. You can turn the light off completely. Demo mode is the next one down. Then we've got time. You can change the time on the light if your phone hasn't already brought through the correct time. Wi-Fi settings allows you to connect the light to your existing home network. This will allow you to connect to the light without actually having to change your phone's Wi-Fi network and just go straight into the app and it will automatically be connected. Below that, we've got restore factory settings. That's if you want to restore it to default, and options. If we head into the options, there are a few additional features that we can use. We've got auto cloud cover. This mode will automatically simulate cloud cover by reducing the light's intensity periodically throughout the day. Below that, we've got lunar phase. That is a lunar phase that simulates the moon's cycle. Acclimation mode. This mode is great if you're switching over to this light unit and you don't want to shock your corals by drastically changing the intensity or spectrum. It basically starts off at a lower setting that you've initially set and slowly brings it up to the settings that you've selected over a period of time, so not to light shock your corals. And the last option is blue LED trim. You can turn this on or off depending on your preference. So there we have it. That is the TMC iLumenAir 600 Plus. It was super easy to set up, easier than I thought it would be to set up actually. I've set up a few lights in my time and that was one of the easier ones. Really easy to connect and set your light schedule, and it feels like a good solid unit. If you've enjoyed the video, drop it a like and subscribe, and I shall catch you next time, guys.